Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got Game Week 34 of the Championship review for you. So yeah, the game weeks are flying by now and there's just 12 more to go after this. So for all teams in the league, it's for some of them they need to pick up points very quickly to either get safe from relegation or get the playoffs, and for some of them it's just about getting a few more points and securing things like safety and promotion. Having a look at this week's results and my predictions. So plenty of goals this week, none of which I really predicted. I didn't do too well in terms of predictions this week, but it's pretty tough with some of those results, like Forest beating QPR 5-2, Reading drawing 3-3 with Derby, Villa winning 4-2 at Wednesday, Sunderland drawing 3-3 with Borough, Fulham beating Derby, and Cardiff beating Bristol on the Sunday. Other results: Hull beat Sheffield United on the Friday, Birmingham lost at home to Barnsley, Burton were narrowly beaten by Millwall, Leeds picked up their first win of the year and also under their new boss against Brentford, Norwich goalless draw against Bolton, and Ipswich won away at Preston. Hull picked up a vital win in the first match of the game week against Sheffield United in a Yorkshire derby. So 2 wins and 3 now for Hull. That was Dicko who scored the winner for them. They remain 20th in the league, but an important couple of wins for them, and a vital game against Barnsley coming up. I think that's Tuesday or Wednesday. It's one of the earlier games. Same with Sheffield United. They play Reading this week, as both of these teams missed a game last week. But yeah, as for Sheffield United, still close to the playoffs as Bristol City lost, but perhaps an important chance spurned for them. Barnsley picked up their first win under their new manager in a 6-pointer with Birmingham, who have now lost 4 games in a row and are perilously close to the bottom 3. So these two teams swap places then. Barnsley move up to 20th and Birmingham down to 21st. Barnsley have that game against Hull in midweek, and Birmingham travel to Nottingham Forest. Millwall are quite clearly the form team in the division right now. 4 wins and 5. Another win for them. This time it was at Burton, Albion, who are struggling themselves. They're down to 23rd now. The Brewers. Millwall up to 12th above Norwich and Ipswich. And is there a late playoff push on for Millwall? Well, if they keep playing the way they are, there's certainly no reason why they can't. Yes, Sunderland at home next for Millwall, and Burton travel to Sheffield United, and that's at the weekend, as Sheffield United do have a game in midweek. First win for Leeds under Paul Heckingbottom, and also their first win since Boxing Day, I believe. A 1-0 against Brentford, who have been doing okay of late. A bit inconsistent. You can see they had 2 wins in the last 5, but also 2 defeats. So they remain 10th and Leeds remain 11th. Both these teams still well in with a chance of getting in the playoffs. Leeds travel to Middlesbrough on Friday night, and Brentford host Cardiff. 4 draws in a row now for Norwich, 0-0 with a struggling Bolton, who themselves only 1 win in the last 5, so a bit unlucky for Norwich. They should have definitely won the game, but Bolton, they defended well and actually could have probably won it themselves late on, so it's a good point for them. As for Norwich, there's certainly a chance missed for them with the Bristol City losing, and they were overtaken by Ipswich and Mill. Trip to Barnsley up next for Norwich, and a home game against Preston for Bolton. An excellent win for Ipswich then, on the back of their defeat to Cardiff in midweek, puts them up to 13th. Carriol scored the only goal of the game on 20 minutes. As for Preston then, still 9th and within a chance of the playoffs, but 4 games without a win for them, and an important game at Bolton next, and Ipswich host Hull. 5 goals for Nottingham Forest, who were struggling a lot before this game. I was struggling to actually fit all the goals in on this thumbnail, but yeah, thumping win for them. And QPR have been very inconsistent lately, but pretty good at home. Forest, so this has come out of nowhere really. 5 goals for them. It keeps pretty unbelievable. Certainly was my result of the weekend for them. Birmingham at home up next for Forest, whereas QPR have a tricky game against Aston Villa. 4 games without a win now for Derby. 3 all with Reading in this game. They were originally Derby took the lead, but Reading responded. Derby also 3-2 up in the second half, but Reading responded yet again. So Reading still need to make sure they win to get themselves clear of safety, as it's getting extremely tight down there now. As for Derby, still 4th, but thanks to Cardiff's results, they're slipping away from that top 2, which they were in, if you remember, just 4 games ago. But yeah, changes very quickly in this league, and a tricky game for them against Fulham next. Aston Villa got back to winning ways with a late win over Sheffield Wednesday, who dropped down to 17th. It was 2-2 at one stage, but Aston Villa in the 87th minute, it was Houhan who scored what looked like to be the winner, and then Snodgrass finished it off in full time. So yeah, great result for Villa. Great to score 4 goals for them. As for Sheffield Wednesday then, so struggling to gain any real momentum at the moment. Still, I think just one win under their new manager. But Bristol City away next, so doesn't really get any easier for them. Whereas it's Queen's Park Rangers at home for Villa. In the North East derby then, 3-3 between Sunderland and Middlesbrough. 2 red cards in this one as well, an extremely up and down game for both sides. Borough were 3-2 up at one stage, but McManaman for Sunderland equalised in the 6th minute of stoppage time and managed to earn the hosts a point. But yeah, still no wins for them in the last 5, and they stay rooted to the foot of the table. Borough move up but 1 place into 7th, so not too far from the playoffs for them, and they are winning games at the moment, so yes, still the playoffs in reach for them. Leeds at home is next, whereas Sunderland travel to inform Millwall. In what looked like to be the game of the day, Fulham came out 2-0 winners against Wolves. 2 goals for them, Sessegnon and Mitrovic, getting those ones either side of half-time. So Fulham now really on a roll at the moment, and if the way they go, could certainly challenge the likes of Cardiff for automatic promotion, but they're looking pretty good for the playoffs. Rules correct. Looking pretty good for the playoffs anyway. Tough game for them the next, travel to Derby. As for Wolves, 3 games without a win for them, but they're still 9 points clear, I think, so it shouldn't be worrying too much. Definitely going to go up for me, but yeah, Reading away next for them. In another local derby, Cardiff came out 1-0 winners against Bristol City, so it wasn't a very good game in general, but Cardiff, 4 wins in a row, managed to get the winner on 82 minutes. I think it was Zahore who got that. Brentford away next for Cardiff, whereas Bristol, who I think just 1 win in the last 9 for them, just now hanging on to 6th. They're not far clear at all though. Sheffield Wednesday at home. Okay, so looking at our summary then, result of the game we had to give to Nottingham Forest after that 5-2 win at QPR. Most important victory had to go to Leeds or Barnsley, as Leeds' first victory this year and Barnsley's first under their new manager, and also crucial for the bottom of the table. Goal of the week then, either Kelly for Reading or Tomlin for Nottingham Forest. Couldn't really decide. Prediction score not too bad this week at 5 correct results and 2 exact scores. As for promotion, Wolves, I'm going to stick with them pretty much for the rest of the season, I think. As for relegation, it's looking like Sunderland and Birmingham a lot at the moment, but it's so tight down there. A couple of wins can change it very quickly. Not many points separating those bottoms. I think bottom 5 or bottom 6. But yeah, it's getting very tight. So yeah, quick look at the table then. So Wolves and Cardiff. Wolves 6 points clear at the top now, but still 10 points clear of 3rd place. As for the playoffs, getting very close between Bristol City and Borough. Sheffield United can climb into the playoff places if they win. If they win on I think Tuesday they're playing, but yes, so Norwich starting to slip behind a little bit there, and yeah, 7 point gap between 14th and 15th, quite noticeable. And yeah, as for the bottom then, so yeah, not much at all. I mean, 34 and 30, just so yeah, 4 points separating 18th and 22nd. Sunderland rooted to the bottom of the table now, 27 points. They need a couple of wins just to get out of the bottom 3, but as for their fans, I do feel for them. I mean, they really don't deserve what they're seeing. But yeah, so yeah, getting quite tight at the bottom and also at the top now. Okay, so a quick look at the fixtures for game week 35 then. So Borough play Leeds on a Friday night, Villa play QPR, Barnsley play Norwich, Bolton play Preston, Brentford play Cardiff, Bristol City against Sheffield Wednesday, Derby against Fulham, that should be a good one, Ipswich play Hull, Millwall against Sunderland, Nottingham Forest versus Birmingham, and it's Sheffield United versus Burton, and then Wolves versus Reading is the late kickoff. So yes, yeah, important for all the teams now that they keep picking up points, as there's then games on the Tuesday and Wednesday after this. So yes, I mean 6 points over the space of a couple of days can change everything in terms of league position, especially down the bottom of the table at the moment. But yeah, Derby against Fulham I think is my pick of those games. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for watching this video as usual, guys. Hope you're doing very well at the moment, and I will see you in the next video.